Welcome to the Nugget Shooter Journals. We're having an outing this weekend, and we got barking chihuahuas, but all these vehicles you see over here, all over there, and our rig. More folks here, more folks here, and we expect a few more to show up today probably. These are a lot of fun. That's our Chihuahua corral. Keep them from running amok. But I'm going to be filming some of this outing. We're going to try to get out and do a little gold hunting. Don't know if we will or not, but we're going to give it a try later. I'm going to train some people on the Gold Monster and maybe a little bit on the Equinox. And I'll see if I can film some of that, if I can get Tammy to do it for me. And otherwise, we're just going to enjoy ourselves in beautiful mountains of Quartzsite area. Look at that moon. Nice, nice, nice. Right at sunup. I think it's about, I don't know, 7:30. Going on 8. Just a beautiful day in the desert. It's supposed to be about 76 or 78 degrees today. And we're going to have a big old steak fry later and a potluck and sit around and BS. So, until I can get myself out hunting or something else comes up, I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, today we're going to go over the Gold Monster for you guys that are new with it. And there's a few simple steps that make all the difference in the world when you're using this thing. And a lot of people run into trouble simply with the ground balancing part can be the hardest. So, when you turn this machine on, this one actually has a wireless system on it, which I'm going to unplug so you can hear it. Turn the machine on, you can find the button, and you hold it up and you hold it still till it beeps. She's got the volume really low. I'll do that again so you can hear it on the camera. Turn it on. Okay, the machine's ready to go. And this is where I got in trouble with the machine at first and everything when I was talking about ground balancing. That ground balances just like this. And it ground balances right away and you figure you're ready to go. Well, this thing has a microprocessor in it. So you can no longer ground balance in one spot. You have to give it a taste of the ground. Okay, so you're ground balancing over an area about like this. And the settings on in here are also very important. Right now we're in Auto 1. That's the first time when you're going up on your sensitivity that the center blacks out. Okay, so you got only 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons to push on here, settings. This is your volume over here. Okay, this is shallow or deep. Shallow is discriminated, it has iron discrimination, but you lose a lot of depth. Okay, and then you have right here is your sensitivity. Now the most sensitive setting on this machine is the click right before Auto 1, where it's not blacked out in the center yet. But the problem is, okay, so the sensitivity, you set it up like any other machine. Now I can back this off on the sensitivity. This is first setting here. Start going back one click at a time. Still not going to balance for me. Back another click. Now you're hearing it starting to
mellow out.
You can balance in that setting. Whether it's going to stay stable or not, you're going to have a little more difficulty as you start moving along. It's still too hot. So I have to go all the way back to 6 clicks to get this thing stable enough to hunt. And what I've done when I did that just now is I've lost a lot of depth over the automatic setting, the Auto 1, in some areas. Some areas you can't hunt in anything but manual. Okay, so we're going to go back up where that blacks out in the center. See that?
Okay.
Okay, that tells you you're in Auto 1, and then there's Auto 2. Problem with Auto 2, it's a lot like the other setting, which is the highest on the manual side. Listen. It's just not going to do it. It just won't balance. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Auto 1, which is the first time that center blacks out again. Quiet as a mouse.
So just from jumping over the 2 back to the 1?
Yep, that's what I recommend, like areas like this where most of you to be hunting is auto 1, because it'll balance, but the machine, when it's in auto, is helping you track. Okay, and a lot of people get in trouble. They got a machine that's automatic ground tracking. They think they balance at one time and go hunt.
Right, yeah.
Wrong.
Constantly.
Okay, all it means is that the machine's doing its best to track with you. But as the machine's tracking, okay, so if you're walking along, you notice if I stopped, you got out of balance again. You know why that is? What's that processor still doing right now?
Trying to catch up?
You know, it's running. It's tracking. So now it's balancing to that one spot. And the longer I stand here and talk to you guys, listen. That's the target. Hold on. But
okay.
It's still working. Okay? You stand like this talking to your buddy. Now it's balancing to the air. Okay, and that makes it even worse. So the longer you talk, sometimes you get down there and the darn thing, it'll take sometimes 5, 10, 15 seconds to get balanced again. But fortunately up here, the ground's really easy to work. And now this machine also, you can cheat with it. It has a graph up here on the top. Okay, to the right means non-ferrous. To the left means ferrous. And if you notice this hot rock, all to the left.
Yeah.
That's back. The gold nugget would be going to the right.
Right.
But I have dug nuggets that went all to the left. Okay, and a couple of them had ironstone on them. Okay, so you really got to look. I mean, this one's right on top. I mean, that's a simple matter. Picking it out of the way, double checking it, and walking away. You know, so you're not going to get away from hot rocks no matter what you do. But we have another setting on here that if you're in an area with a lot of tin, garbage, iron, nails, crap like that, and nobody's hunted it, okay? Because I don't, you know, but you can cheat with this machine. And I don't use discriminate, and Mike doesn't use discriminate unless you have to. Because if you have to use discriminate, you're not losing anything. Okay, you're gaining the ability to hunt ground whether you lose depth or not over the deep setting. Because in the shallow, that's the center button. Boom, we're in shallow, discriminate. Now listen. Discriminate, man. No more hot rock.
So is that another button for the discriminate there? That you
Yep,
push?
it's right in the center.
The center button, okay.
Deep, all metal.
Oh, it's showing the
Discriminate.
nugget down,
Yep,
okay.
and it shows you.
Okay.
And the other little thing, there's your battery.
Okay.
But what it does is you can hear it now. We're deep. Okay. No more hot rock. So if you're on one of those hills or a place, it'll work on basalt too. Okay. Now sometimes when you go over the top of one of them, it'll give you like one blip.
One blip.
And if you notice, you got a little nugget or anything, anybody?
I do.
Perfect. Different sound now. Okay.
That's indiscriminate.
That's indiscriminate. And if you look on the graph on top, here, look, it's all to the right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So if you're in an area with a ton of hot rocks,
Right on top of your gold.
it's
Wow.
gone.
The gold is gone too.
Yeah, because it's such a big piece. So you're getting it all to the left. If you get it to the right, just the right position, you can barely hear it. Okay, so now it's telling you got iron and gold, or iron and non-ferrous. But once you kick the rock away, we're back to hearing it. Barely. Okay, but look at this now. We're going to go into deep. Okay, we're still in auto 1. Now we got to balance it. Good. Target. All to the right. Right
dig
there.
that one.
Remember that. Yeah.
Don't tell me that shit.
Okay, and the balance, Ron, this is what I was talking about on balancing.
Yeah.
You got to move it around because you got a microprocessor that's tracking for you as you're doing it. Once it's balanced, it's wicked. But now look at the difference here. You can hear that little tiny piece. And this is a big coil. With that smaller coil, if I switch to that machine, which I'm going to do right now. Now we got the 5-inch coil. Start the machine. We're in deep, we're in auto 1, and we're going to take the volume all the way up. And you're going to notice that the ground balance is a little more pronounced now.
You
And
just
the
got
center
the
one
deep
goes
and you
from
got the-
discriminate to shallow to deep. Discriminates to shallow. The one on the left is your sensitivity, and then off. That's it.
Pretty simple.
Hear the difference in that now?
Yeah.
We call it Wapu Pop. Is it Wapu? Listen to this. I'm hearing that little piece of gold.
Up that high.
That would stop me in my tracks. Okay?
I
A
got
lot
one
of them.
over there that
We're going to dig in a
it's
minute.
all to the right.
Mhm.
Sounds a lot like that one.
So now, do you hunt in deep mostly? Deep
I
mode?
hunt in deep exclusively, unless I'm in a spot that I can't hunt because of too much iron
Too
trash
much
or iron
trash.
stone or basalt, something along those lines. This will make basalt, the gray basalt that drives us crazy in some
Yeah.
areas. There's so much of it, it'll make it invisible if you put it in shallow discriminate. But you got to keep in mind you lose depth, quite a bit of depth.
So
Okay,
I have
so
a
now-
question on that hot rock.
What's that?
On that rock, you picked up right away that it was a hot or cold rock. How did
Cold
you-
rock gives you kind of a negative boing. The hot rocks will give you a nice zip,
Okay.
just like this.
You kick it out of the way and then you go over it and there's nothing there. That told you it was a hot rock.
Pretty much. I still look at them, and I've been doing this a long time, so I know what I'm listening for. And when you're new at this, you know, everybody wants a machine where you don't have to hear the hot rocks. Just, if you're going to hunt efficiently, you're going to have to hear them.
Okay.
But like I said, as soon as you put this in shallow, you don't even have to hardly balance anymore.
So do you hunt in deep and then switch
Always.
to shallow?
Shallow, you lose a lot of depth. Okay, we're in shallow right now.
And you're saying a lot of depth, talking 3-4 inches?
Yeah, I guess right now we're at what, 4 inches?
Yeah.
And that routine thing. Now we're going to go into deep again. And sometimes this can take, like I said, 10, 15 seconds.
You'll get impatient, huh?
Yeah.
Move it around.
Once it's balanced, you're good. And how do you tell when you got to rebalance? Well, it's going to make a little bit extra noise as you move along. You just rebalance it. Go. If you hold still, like I said, I hold still like this, it's balancing in that
Bouncing
one
right
spot.
there.
That processor's still working. Okay, so as soon as I start moving, it's out of balance. Rebalance it, but now watch the depth difference. We're still right next to that rock. Okay, I gained 2 inches. Okay, and that's a lot. Maybe, but if you can't hunt an area under their way, you
Right.
have the ability to still hunt it and not have to go home. You can use, you know. Okay, now the nice thing about deep is, watch this.
Now, why is
Notice
that
something?
deep?
Listen,
It's picking up both.
that's the beauty of the microprocessor. Okay, but in discriminate, it's struggling. It's still there, but you got to be just the right position. You've lost a lot more depth. But if you're in an area you can't hunt any other way, you're going to get that nugget. There's no two ways about it. Back into deep. Watch the meter on top. It's going to show you both targets.
To the right and to the left, huh? Jumping back and forth.
Okay, so you're hearing both targets at the same time.
Now, do you use discriminate? You don't use discriminate hardly ever, or the discrimination?
I play with it.
You play with it?
Yeah, I've used discrimination in 2 or 3 spots only. The rest of the time I'm hunting in all metal.
All metal mode.
Because I can hit 2 targets. And you can almost.
Put it right on top.
Sure. You're almost sharing two targets. As soon as you move that, always recheck too. Questions?
How close can you hunt to other detectors with this?
Not very close.
Everybody turn them on.
Really?
Yeah, turn it on. Not close. See, I've heard you turn your machine on and off. If I'm over here, we can just talk normal and hunt together. Not any problem at all. What setting you in, Ron, for your sensitivity? Yeah, okay. The reason you're having trouble with this machine right now is you're in the hottest setting on the machine right now, and it's not using anywhere in Arizona that I found. Really? Yes. Because you can't ground balance.
So I need to.
Okay, watch.
I need to go back the other way.
Nope, I'm going to show you because you missed that part. Okay, you're going to go back to where you are right now. You're
Yeah.
good.
Is there a way that you can?
Okay, so see, it won't balance. No matter what I do, I can't get it to balance. Now you go up here. First time the center blacks out.
Yeah, I'll show you.
First time it blacks out in
Yeah.
the center. Okay. Now when you ground balance, it'll balance for you. You run quietly. You gotta pump it.
So is that going to, you want to turn it on, take it up until you see the center black out,
Yep.
and start from there,
Yep.
and
The
balance?
only time I wouldn't hunt in that setting is if I can't get it to balance in auto 1. At that point, I realized that some of our friends in Australia have a heck of a time. Okay, because they have to go all the way back to like 6 and 7 to be able to hunt that ground there. But again, you couldn't hunt the ground if the other people haven't been. Those
Right.
machines are just kicking butt over there for the same reason they are here. And if you hold still or anything, it's going to go out of balance. You still, anytime the machine gives you a little extra sound, give it a quick pump. This thing to remember is you've got to keep this thing balanced. And if you hold still for any length of time, it goes out of balance. Because now it's balancing to that one spot. Okay, so now it's out of balance. Hear it? Just a little bit. When you hear it, do a little bit of that, just give it a couple quick pumps, and you're back in business. And the speed I hunt is like this.
That's slow.
Well, if you go too fast, where's your nugget? Can you hear it there? But now if I go slow, faster. See how much you lose? But you're still hearing that little chirp. If you ever hear that chirp, dig. I'm not kidding.
I dig
Over
anything, man,
half
anything
of those
I
little
hear.
chirps are going to be a little tiny piece of gold. Just like a gold bug too.
But does it have to be a repeatable chirp, or it?
A lot of times the chirp is just on the edge of what you can hear, so if you go over to the side, you'll lose it. If I hear a chirp, I just move a little dirt. Because it's something small and shallow, you only got to move that much dirt to tell what you got. The bad thing about this machine is it loves tinfoil and BBs. I mean,
I found a lot of tinfoil.
Tinfoil will get you so excited. Even the tiniest little piece of it, man. You're going, geez, really? But it'll hear it. And if it'll hear that, it's going to hear tiny gold too. That's the beauty of the whole thing.
So obviously you got a good enough ear, you can tell the difference between. No?
Every time I think I can, I get punished. Mike and I, when this machine first came out, he trains for me. And so I train him on the machines when he gets them, then he works on it on his own.
And that retrains you.
Okay, but anyway, we're out there. I got a customer out there that I'm doing lessons just like this. And we're hunting around. We've been going through all this part of it. And we're out there hunting around. I called Mike over and said, "Mike, what?" I said, "Come here." I said, "You notice all the BBs go twice to the right, once to the left?" Okay, well the BBs are not lead anymore. They're steel with lead, or bismuth, or something along those lines. So the machine's seeing two targets. Okay, so it jumps back and forth. And I told Mike, I said, "Yeah, every time I go over one of the BBs, it jumps both ways." Mike goes, "Yeah, I've noticed that." I said, "Maybe we don't have to dig them anymore." And I walked a few more steps. So here's a BB right here, Mike. What was it?
Gold.
It was a nugget, a little round nugget. I just went, yeah, back
that
to the
theory,
drawing
right?
board. that teaches you what I've been trying to push, man. Dig all targets. We dig all targets. When you got like to the middle of the day or the end of the day, Ron will tell you too.
You're
When you feel
tired.
like you know what's in the ground
Yeah.
and walk away from it, go home. You're done for the day.
You're done.
Okay? Because you probably just walked away from a nice big nugget. Okay? For some reason, we're all out here trying to find that great big nugget, but we'll walk away from those targets because you're sure it's trash. You know? And you can't do that. I've dug a lot of big nuggets in my life, and he has too. And I'll tell you right now, they sound just like all the
Tell
other
you a
trash.
story through the-
Okay, another thing on the coil. What's inside this rubber? Metal. Okay. I noticed. I can tell who's watched some of my videos and who hasn't by the way you're wired. He's watched. Okay. The reason we do this right here is because this machine's so darn sensitive. If it's straight like this one is right now and it moves just a little bit, okay, it's not pulsing at the coil. When it loose like that, it will. It's seeing this move. Okay, this one.
The coil's actually picking up.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, it's not pulsing in the wire itself. You know, and the gold bug that he's got there, sensitivity is the same thing. Turn that sensitivity all the way down and come up with it till it starts getting unstable. And back off one click and go. And ignore the numbers. The worst thing detector manufacturers ever did was put numbers on the sensitivity on these machines. Because we're guys. First thing we're going to do is turn it all the way up.
Crank it up.
Okay, well, and by doing that, why the machine becomes unstable is you're giving the machine more information than it can digest. Okay, because you're receiving. This is basically a radio. Okay, so you're receiving. And by giving it too much information at one time, the machine's all over the place. Okay, so don't even care about the numbers or how many clicks it is or any of that. Once you get the machine stable and everything else, that's what you do. You're going to get more depth than the guy with the turn over. That's about it, unless you got questions. Question?
Where's next work the spot? Where's the gold? Gold.
You want this one back?
I'll take that one.
All right.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate
Very
it,
welcome.
man.
Very welcome.
Gold.
If you have any questions, any of you guys while I'm here, I'm more than willing to help. And even after we leave, if you get a little confused on some of it, call me or whatever.
Go to your
Get a hold of
videos.
Mike or just go watch a video.
Yeah. Don't have an answer.
Now the videos that you already watched are going to make a little more sense because you're going to picture my dorky butt up here talking.
Oh,
That's what he meant. Yeah, and that's what you're going to do. And that's why I do those videos. Because the ground balancing part had me when it first came out. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And once I learned how to work the machine, I don't. Yeah, I was making the machine, trying to make the machine work. Now it works for me. That was the difference. The bigger coil goes deeper, less sensitive, but sees a bigger piece of ground. For the VLF, it's not critical because it's a VLF. And that's why my machines always have that little 5-inch coil. If I want to go deep, I'm going to use it.
So what's the deepest target you've got with the 5-inch?
Well, I dug a 45 slug at probably, I don't know, 12 inches.
Gold. Biggest piece of gold.
Biggest piece of gold,
Or I mean, how deep? Gold.
6 inches probably. Tammy dug a real nice half rammer close to 8 inches. And it was just a chirp when she first started. Well, that's it for the training on the Gold Monster. And it's really helpful if you have somebody actually show you how to work the machine and get a hands-on demonstration. It can be very helpful. You know, I always say it, when you guys buy machines, buy from somebody that'll offer training. There's a bunch of us out here that do, and if you get the training, it can go a long way for you. But anyway, that's it for a training session at the outing, and I hope you all have a use for some of that information, I guess I'd say. And for now, it's just going to be Nugget Shooter out. And if you like these videos and find them useful, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more. That way you won't miss anything. And I'll see you all next time.